Alright, so boom, turn me up, don't turn me down. We back at it with another video. Today we got hockey psychology when you make NHL history, but nobody cares. Let's check it out. Why nobody cares?
See this guy right here?
Yeah.
This is Nikita Kucherov, and he just made NHL history, yet no one seems to care. Only 3 players in league history have had 3 consecutive seasons of 80 assists or more.
80 assists? Dang.
Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Wayne Gretzky, and now Nikita Kucherov. Despite being tied for the league lead in points, he ranks last in terms of favorites to win the Hart Trophy among the 4 candidates. And even though we're just a few games away from the end of the regular season, we still don't have a definitive MVP. That is because this season, when you look at how each one of these men can single-handedly change the outcome of a game, we are once again watching one of the most fascinating MVP races unfold in front of our eyes.
Playoffs is coming, y'all. Who's ready? And I just made my NBA playoff prediction video. Comment down below if y'all want me to make an NHL playoff prediction video too. I mean, I ain't really going to be knowing what I'm talking about, but I mean, I guess it'll be fun to make one.
And right now, there are technically 4 players.
There's still a lot I got to learn, but hey, I want to make one.
Draisaitl, MacKinnon, Connor Hellebuyck, and Nikita Kucherov. First, let's start with that man, the guy who finished last season as the league leader in points, yet still didn't win the MVP trophy. The reason why this guy can put up 80 assist seasons 3 years in a row is because of how deceptive and calculated he is before and during his puck touches.
He got good
Kucherov
timing.
may very well be the best player in the world when it comes to his first touch of the puck. And by first touch, think about how a soccer player receives a ball. Their first touch of the ball is usually flawless and sets them up for that next play. Same goes for hockey. How you control your first touch of the puck dictates how well you're able to make the next play. The most important spot to be good at this particular skill is along the wall, and it's why Kucherov has become the deadliest winger in the NHL.
Hey, he ain't lying though. Like, it takes time to get them assists. Like, you gotta time that pass perfect. Like, you mess up, you hit it a little bit too hard. Dang, you ain't getting no assists.
So in on the forecheck first
is
is
over
now
with.
3 Rangers.
And obviously they got to make the goal too.
Kucherov is going to hang as the high F2 here to come up and swoop in. Now before this puck even reaches Kucherov, the cheeky devil already knows he wants to find Brayden Point as the high F3 in front of the net. Now with 2 Rangers in close proximity to Kucherov here, this first touch needs to be instant and quick. There can't be any dust off of the puck. He's got to funnel it right away to Brayden Point. So what does he do? Takes a look, takes a peek, no dust off, and sends it tape to tape. Note how he doesn't just one-touch pucks into an area blindly either. He's always scanning to understand where the traffic is and where his options are. His ability to one-touch pucks on both his backhand and forehand is what makes him the most deadly power play player in the world. And that's why he leads the entire NHL in power play points. A lot of people may say he's a power play merchant, but when you watch this guy at work, everything is calculated. The bumper play that we've seen a million times between Kucherov and Point is all based off of the shot threat that Kucherov has. Every goalie, defenseman, and their mother knows that Kucherov can bomb one from the right side. With this shot threat and one-touch ability, he can build a volume of options for him to use on that power play. Against Calgary, watch Kucherov. He starts tickling the rafters, showing shot. That's going to force this Calgary defender to flex out and block the shot. That is exactly what he wants. Brayden Point is wide open in the slot. One-touch, bang-bang play, just another day at the office for both of those players. It's not just the bumper slot, too. Watch how comfortable he is one-touching this puck hard across the ice from this pass from Victor.
So he's like a real threat, because that's why the man right here over here looking at him and not even looking at the man right here.
After showing shot, that's going to force this Calgary defender.
My man's is a threat on that ice.
To flex
ain't even paying attention to the open man right here.
Exactly what
good pass.
Brayden Point is wide open in the slot. One touch, bang bang play. Just another day at the office for both of those players. It's not just
they didn't even get the goal, did they?
Bang bang play. Just another day at the office.
Yeah, they get there. They got it.
It's not just the bumper slot too. Watch how comfortable he is one touching this puck hard across the ice from this pass from Victor Hedman. His ability to take full power passes and control the velocity while keeping it flat is just unmatched. Just to show on the defensive side of things how hard this is to cover, both of those PKs use 2 different structures and they still can't solve Kucherov. First, Calgary is using what we call a wedge +1. So basically there's a triangle in the middle of the slot while that one attacker on the edge is trying to force them to one side of the ice. Tampa on this play is able to beat that first attacker. It spreads out Calgary, it gets them chasing a little bit, and all of a sudden that bumper spot opens up. Now Vancouver, as you can see here, plays a more box style of PK. So Tampa usually runs a 1-3-1 with Braden Point in that bumper spot, but because of Kucherov's ability to one-touch pucks flawlessly across the ice, Tampa has the flexibility to pull Point out of that bumper spot and even put him on the wing like they do here. Tampa is going to create some movement up top, and Vancouver starts to separate as there's a seam in the middle of the ice, and Kucherov zips that pass over like it's a hot potato. When he has extended possession,
damn, that's a good ass little play right there. Hold up, you got two men right there. Focus on the man right here. Look at that. Easy pass, wide open.
That pass over like it's a hot potato.
Better
when
open
he has
player.
Extended possession, this man is playing chess. Again, Tampa's in that 1-3-1 as usual here, and the Rangers are playing a diamond PK. Now, with these two setups, we've seen that Tampa can take advantage of a down low and a cross play by creating a mini 2v1. So, initial shot by Kucherov is blocked, but he takes the puck and instantly attacks the space left by the killer flexing out. As everyone starts chasing in desperation to not let him shoot from Main Street, Gensel gets left alone by that right post. Kucherov finds him, and there's that 2v1 look that Tampa wants for the goal. The very next power play, watch Kucherov on this possession crawl up high above the top of the circle, shifting the Ranger diamond upwards. The pass down low is a trigger for Point on the far side to dive in. And would you look at that?
He's trying to curve around and pass it to him for the goal.
The puck is in the net. When Kucherov has possession, everyone is forced to play by his rules. Yet despite his brilliance, he may very well be the first player to win back-to-back scoring titles and not win the Hart Trophy since Jaromir Jagr did it 25 years ago. Now, the polar opposite in terms of play style is Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon's specialty is to ramp up the pace to a level that others simply cannot match. Colorado is without a doubt the fastest team in the NHL, and at the center of that and all the statistics is Nathan MacKinnon.
I gotta do my research on these teams. Like I feel like I am gonna make the playoff prediction video. I gotta do my research on some of these teams. Yeah, Colorado, the fastest team in the NHL. Like, that's something I got to look into.
In the NHL. And at the center of that and all the statistics
Nathan MacKinnon. Yep, of course.
For defending teams is that MacKinnon is a
that boy him, though.
Centers are traditionally taught to go low and slow in the zone to provide their wingers and D with a support option. But the second that a puck is advanced up the wall
is sliding on the ice.
Turnover, he starts moving up the middle of the ice.
Different.
Colorado wingers are aware, and if they can beat that initial pressure from a pinching D-man, MacKinnon gets the puck in full flight. Usually, Mac has already taken 2 or 3 hard strides prior to possession. But what's deadly about MacKinnon is that he's weaponized his speed in so many different ways. He can flat out cause you to over-collapse and then either attack the space himself or dish it to a trailing teammate. What's taken his game to the next level, though, is weaponizing his speed in an east-west fashion. As the Avs' team speed goes north-south, pushing teams back and forces them to sag, MacKinnon will anchor the blue line and then use his speed east-west to take full advantage of the gap created. This is a similar formula we've seen Ovi use to still score goals at 39 years old. He's got nowhere near the foot speed of Mac, but as the Caps' team speed drives teams back, he thrives in above the fold. MacKinnon is taking notes from the greatest goal scorer of all time, and it's why he may very well be repeating as the back-to-back MVP. The man, though, who's currently the favorite is still Leon Draisaitl. While a late-season injury may hinder his chances, the league's leading goal scorer is a mix of power and finesse that just can't be matched. Goal scoring in general, though, has become less about power and more about accuracy and deception, as we see here from this Draisaitl goal. When in the O-zone, there's different categories of
power and accuracy. I'd rather have accuracy. I mean, power really could get you them goals for real, but that accuracy, I feel like it's the accuracy that definitely should be number one.
Player Robbie Schremp explains this brilliantly. So category 1, the face of the net is very closed. You don't traditionally have many openings from this spot. But in category 2, from each spot, the face of the net gets bigger and more shooting options appear. So watch here as Draisaitl attacks the net. His body's going to stay in category 1, but the hands and puck stay in category 2. That throws the goalie slightly off his angle, and Draisaitl buries. It's these subtle little details in how you release the puck that makes him so hard to read. But then you add the dynamic of his size and how well he welcomes contact to make plays, then you have a whole other animal. Draisaitl's magic comes a lot through this stationary stance. Just looking at his body language, this is a visual cue for defenders to get aggressive. Legs are wide, he's on his backhand, and knees are barely bent. Now when defenders do get aggressive, he takes full advantage and makes a play. At 6'2", 203 pounds, he openly invites contact to make a play. Look at this one-on-one with Gustav Forsling. His eyes are up looking for options, but he's also reading that Forsling is closing in. So Draisaitl leans into the contact, drops his shoulder, and then gets his entire upper
Oh,
body between
shit!
Forsling and
What
the
the
puck.
fuck?
As Forsling goes to
Hey, he got straight. Damn.
shoulder, and then gets
he got some strength on him.
between Forsling and the puck.
Yo, he
As
just
Forsling
pushed
goes
that
to
shit
shove
out
him,
the way.
He uses that momentum to slingshot himself out of the
Yo!
check, and it's just a slick finish to boot. His size and skill allow him to dominate any style of play. It's a north-south fast style of game. He can use his speed and physical nature to take the middle of the ice. If he wants to slow some things down, he will invite defenders with his stance and use his size to initiate contact while propelling himself into space. By thriving at both speeds, Draisaitl is almost always in the right spot to put the puck in the net. Combine that with his deceptive release, and it's no surprise he leads the league in goals. Finally, you have Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck leads the NHL in wins, goals against average, save percentage, and shutouts.
Playing for the Jets.
According to Sportsnet stats, only 2 goalies in history have finished the season as an outright leader in all 4 of those categories, and both ended up winning the Stanley Cup in those years. For a stout defensive team like the Jets,
what you just said?
History have finished the season as an outright leader in all 4 of those categories, and both ended up winning the Stanley Cup in those years.
What he trying to say is the Jets got a chance to win the Stanley Cup. That he trying to say August psychology.
For a stout defensive team like the Jets, it's further solidified by the calm and positionally sound play.
I'll keep that in mind for my prediction video.
Plays deeper in his crease. Hellebuyck can effectively handle cross-ice plays. This allows him to only move a few feet to get across the zone as opposed to if he was super aggressive. Because of this, he's able to frequently beat any lateral passes and get set. On rush plays, instead of starting deeper in his crease and backing up, this is where most goalies end up rather than begin. By holding his ground instead of retreating, he only needs to make small lateral adjustments, allowing him to set his feet earlier. This extra time allows him to stay calm, still, and prepared in other ways that goalies can't. Hellebuyck's position initially gives shooters the impression that there's more net available as they enter the zone and approach the top of the circles. He is willing to give up a little bit of net early on in exchange for being fully set. So as they close in, the available net behind him shrinks faster than it does against most goalies. The result is a goalie who's beating shooters both mentally and physically. All 4 of these candidates impact and dominate the game in their own unique ways. Whether it's patience, raw speed, brute strength, or just another position entirely.
So who do y'all think is going to win MVP? Comment down below. I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say, too.
Pushing the limits of greatness this season. But only one of them can take home the MVP by the end of the year. And who it is still remains a complete toss-up.
Hey, man. Yeah, like I said, comment down below who y'all think is going to win MVP. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man.